Well, hello and howdy. Let me fix my hairs a bit. Yep, okay. Hey, what's up, people? So, it is Friday. And it is a Friday that I need many whiskey. It's one of those. We got this fun thing with all these stickers on it. I'm surprised it doesn't have passport stickers on it for all of this shit. This is how this arrived. We'll come back to this. First things first, it is a weekend. And for those of you that might have forgotten, it is Memorial Day. It's not Labor Day. That's later. It is Memorial Day. And this is the holiday in which we remember the fallen soldiers that have kept us free. So in case you were wondering why you had a 3-day weekend, that's why. And all those in the military, we thank you for your service. That is a different day. That's Veterans Day. But thankfully, we can thank most veterans. We can't thank those that we've lost, that we honor for Memorial Day. So just give them some thoughts. So with that, let's get to it. We've got a few things to get through. Let's see. We'll start with the weather. Let's start with the weather. Weather's fun. Weather's easy. All right, so those of you in Atlanta, you look like you're going to have a good weekend if you're going to be out on track, except for Sunday and Monday. The Nordschleife, it's pretty cold. Monday looks quite pleasant, though, for setting some record times. Area 27, all of you members, 75 and 48, beautiful. Sunday's looking, shall I use the word tits? It's tits. VIR also looking great for Friday and Saturday, 72 and 54. We'll come back to VIR here in a minute. Just because for those of us that are planning on going to Smokies, as Hayes the Hides has already mentioned, this weekend at the Ridge, I don't know what's going on, but the weather looks pleasant. Coda, holy balls, 100 degrees and raining. Yeah, no thanks. No thanks. Not interested in attending an event there. Road America looks nice. Could be a little cold. Probably a little cold standing around in the paddock. 55, 45. Japan, pretty normal. Spring weather, raining, 60s. Sebring, oh no, 95 and raining. It's like Florida summer is happening early this year. That sucks for y'all. Sorry. What else we got? Somewhere else is 37. Is that Spa? That is Spa. Look at me go. Clear sky, 37 degrees. Looks to maybe be decent. Oh. No, rain, rain, rain. You get to learn how to drive in the rain when you go to Spa. Seems to be the thing. Yaz is hot. And what's funny is their lows are higher than most of the highs. So even if you go to one of their night events, it's still going to be pretty freaking hot. So that's the gist with the weather. We do this every Friday for all of you who might be going all around the world to all of your different racetracks, because quite honestly, if you didn't know the weather by now and you're going there tomorrow, shame on you, but we'll help you out just in case you were wondering. So let's talk a little bit about the story of this poor titanium muffler. So this muffler was shipped to our good customer, Mr. Mike Cowley, in Arizona a number of weeks ago, like right at the end of April. And you can see it's got some boo-boos on it and all these stickers on it. Well, the parts that went with the muffler, he had to get some 3-inch valves. Oh, that's right. Indy 500 to Monaco GP. I don't know what the weather is at Indy 500. I'll have to ask my producer about that. That is a good point, Mr. Tedley. I'm sure we will look that up. 1 second, please. So this was shipped, and Mike calls us a week or so ago. Hey, when's that muffler getting here? It was supposed to be here 2 weeks ago, and they haven't delivered it yet. Oh, well, that's shitty. So we go and we look, and there's no tracking. It hasn't moved. Call UPS. Yeah, we don't know where it is. We lost it. Okay, great. So we file a claim. Then all of a sudden we send them plenty of pictures. They say they found it. And they're going to ship it back to us. Oh, fantastic. You found it. Great. We're going to be able to get this off to the customer. Awesome. And the problem is it arrived here without a box. This is literally how they shipped it. They shipped it like this. They shipped it like this from Arizona to Salt Lake City, and then from Salt Lake City to us. No box. Has a really big box. Takes 300 pounds to crush it. If there's a UPS insider that knows and or watches this, I would love to understand how you lose a 3-foot long thing inside UPS. I would love to understand that. So it's interesting. It's resonating with my voice. Do you hear that, Justin?
Yeah.
The ring? That's interesting. A good design for amplifying sounds. How about that? Who'd have thunk it? Yeah, we're going to send this to some paintless dent repair. See if he can work some of these creases out. This will probably be available pre-owned at some point because it's got some scratches and stuff on it. It doesn't look to be structurally horrible, but we certainly can't sell this as a brand new part now. So we'll have to be working out with UPS about this. So off you go, you wayward scallywag. So we had that. What's been going on at the shop this week? Charles has been working on the 9923 RS. We have swapped out the MCS dampers that we took with us to the East Coast. And we changed them so that we could facilitate the changing of spring rates easier. So he actually went to a Clevis style top mount where you just pull a pin and you can drop the more motorsport style, what you might see on a Formula One car or Indy car or a prototype, something along those lines. So we pulled all that off, and make sure the mic sign sounds a little quiet to me. I'm gonna pull it up here. 1 second. Reach on my shirt. That's better. That's better. That's not better. That's better. Close enough. Whatever. So we did that. We're changing spring rates on the car. So he's been doing that this week. We also had the Race Navigator Pro, our preferred way of both getting track video and lap times installed in the white 991.1.2 GT3 4-liter. Thank you, Spec German, for helping with that. That was great. A couple hours and they had it all installed. We had to update the software and then fumble around with the CAN mapping stuff. And right now the car identifies as a 981 Cayman for some reason. I don't know. But that was the CAN mapping that actually worked for steering angle and brake and throttle and all this bit. And I'm sure Larry's getting a chuckle that my 911 thinks it's a Cayman. So whatever. Let's see, what else? I wanted to complain about how one guy on the internet can blow up a whole bunch of marketing and a whole bunch of data, but I'll leave that alone. That just sounds petty. I might get there depending on how much of this we drink before the end.
Did you hear about that car? The car last week, it also did not get sold on Bring a Trailer. The #1 car.
No. Which #1 car?
The Fancy Smancy.
There was a Bring a Trailer car that, oh, it didn't make it?
Nope.
Oh, the one we were talking about last week. It didn't actually make reserve?
It did not.
Wow, people are optimistic. The Carrera that Ted was following made it to $60,000, 997 Carrera, and it didn't meet reserve. Like, wowzers. People are optimistic. Yeah, the 910, sorry. What did I say? 908, 906? Yeah, sorry. Sorry. I know my Porsches, but I don't know all of them going back all that. Reserve not met at $1.5 million. Well, there you go. They need to take it to the Smokies auction. It might have actually met the reserve. So the two track cars are ready to go to the track and go do some track things. We're actually trying some new tires this week. Could not find Supercar 3Rs. Surprisingly, rears. We couldn't find rears for the white car. So we're going to try our first batch of non-Kong CRSs. Also interestingly, 275 in a non-Kong is substantially wider than a 265. So
You can pull that up.
the drama in the Bring a Trailer comment section, not really. There's always drama in Bring a Trailer comment section.
Know your tires.
Oh yeah, actually the picture of the width of the 275, yeah, because it measures out more like a 305. Wasn't it like almost 11 and a half inches wide? Yeah, just right at 11 inches. That should be 275 millimeters, which, let me do some math for y'all. 275 divided by 25.4. That's 10.8. That seems to be about right. Seems I can't do math, so. Yeah, we're pretty excited to run the second version of the CRS. See what the longevity is, see how they compare to the Supercar 3R. I've also got a set of Track Attack Pros in my cart on Tire Rack Wholesale. So we'll see what those do. We'll experiment with them. This will be Ted's first time on Thursday driving the white car at a track that he knows well, and that will actually have the timer on. So I think he was going faster than we think he was at Flat Rock. But we'll see. That's interesting. It wasn't an original factory chassis, but they had all that documentation going all the way back to, pre-Nazi times. It seems. Yeah, it'll be fun with the CRSs. We're going to leave the rat on the Goodyears. Goodyear has a new management team in place, and they seem to be trying to get back to their motorsports roots. I saw an ad that unfortunately I didn't tell Justin to try and grab on social media with Dre in the background, Dr. Dre, which was pretty dope. It was all about their history of motorsports and all this bit that, they're still around. Drag racing and NASCAR and, Formula One and all this bit. So I'll see if we can find that for next week. Because quite honestly, of the tires available for the 3RS right now, Goodyears are probably the best ones. They're better than Cup 2s. They're better than Cup 2Rs because they last longer. We haven't run the Trofeo RS yet. Trofeo RS is supposed to be faster than the Goodyears, but that Goodyear Super Sport R is that good middle ground. It lasts a while. You can go quick with it. Like I think Ed, who hasn't been with us on Whiskey Friday in a while, was up to five track days on them in a 3RS, which uses tires. Go through them pretty quick. Pardon. What else? Yeah, that's it. You can play the audio. It's actually a good commercial. I dig it.
When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some
Can they hear
serious...
it? I can't hear it.
Guess who's back? Check me out. Still.
The best tires in the world have Goodyear written all over them.
Still the beats bang, still doing my thing. Since I left, ain't too much change. Still. And even when I was close to defeat, I rose to my feet.
I'm representing for the gangsters all across the world. Still hitting them corners and them lolos, girl.
Still taking my time to prepare the business, and I'm still got down for the streets.
When this...
Right? It's pretty good. I was trying to add that to, yeah, right? Me too. I heard Dre on there and I was like, oh shit, somebody's Goodyear marketing's they hitting us Gen Xers up. So I was going to use that as a way for our team to craft some shit. We don't have quite the heritage that Goodyear does. They're 100 plus years old, but we can pull from things in a similar way. That was pretty fun. What else? Did some things at the shop. Oh, I did learn, for those of you who are Smokies, Smokies 2026, Smokies 11 has been announced early, and sign up will be June 5th. For any of you who are interested, please let me know if you are interested to go to Smokies and you are a GT car owner and you are a friend of Dundon and have some Dundon goodies upon your GT car, reach out. We might be able to help facilitate the greasing of the rails, so to speak. You will still have to sign up. You will still have to pay. I ain't paying for anybody's way to Smokies. That's called, you need to donate some money to the cause for the peoples that need the money. In this case, it would be cystic fibrosis. But it's 2 days at VIR, and then we go down to Alpharetta, and then we go down to wherever the hell we're going down to. Yeah, anyway, a bunch of stuff. The elusive, mysterious Mr. Chuck Diesel.
I guess it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a few weeks.
I've been doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah, nothing at all, except wearing Simon's clothing.
Oh, is he?
Because he's run out of Dundon shirts.
I'm wearing a shirt, so he's not.
Yeah, he's not here. He's not here. It's Memorial Day weekend. He's busy making commercials for Driver's Choice. I don't know if you've seen those on social media. Yeah, he's making a bunch of commercials. You should watch the Goodyear commercial if you haven't yet. It's on social media. We just played it on here, or you can watch this again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's actually really good. It's really good. I know Trey gets the nod for efficient Smokies communication for sure. So 2 days at VIR. It starts on Tuesday this next year. This past year it started on Wednesday, and traditionally they've always started on Thursday. And so my wife is going to be like, "What the? This used to be like 3 days. Now it's going to be like 10 here really quick. You guys are going to have to be there early and go meet people and yada yada." And I'm like, "Sweetheart, just buy me a private jet. Can cut all this travel time down real quick. We can be over there and come back."
Hawaii.
Yeah, she doesn't like to go to Hawaii by herself.
Oh.
She doesn't like
Australia?
Antarctica? What are you saying? What are you saying, Charles?
You know, I did last year. My mom drove to the Arctic Circle. She likes to drive. She doesn't fly because she smokes so much. My mother, not mother-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
So she hasn't flown a plane since we flew back from Japan in the 80s.
Holy.
That's it.
That was the last time?
Yeah, so she'll drive 40,000 miles a year, retired, just here, Philadelphia, wherever, because she's whatever. Drove to Arctic Circle, didn't make it, went with, this is a really funny story.
Okay.
It gets funnier. with some guy. She lives at retirement community in Covington. You'll see where I'm going with that in here in a second. Gets almost up there, whatever, comes back. She drove him crazy, not surprising. Got married to some other guy this year after knowing him a few months. Really fun, really odd. Like, what? Yeah. That's a whole funny, like, oh, hey, by the way,
Okay, Mom.
you met so-and-so 3 weeks later. We're like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
I made a joke. I'm not sarcastic at all.
No.
He was talking about doing something, whatever. And I'm like, you know what? Just go drive to the Antarctic Circle. You know what? That's a great idea. I'm going to do that.
Good luck with that, Mom.
You know what? I'm like,
Is there a ferry?
Tina, you know what? I don't know.
There's probably a Russian freighter that will like pick her car up with a crane, stick it on there, and drop it off at the Antarctic
and then make a 40-hour PowerPoint presentation on it, and then like, okay. But it was just like it was kind of like the whole, you know what? Go fly a kite.
Antarctica. Yeah, that's literally the go fly a kite.
And then it was like, she is actually going to probably do this next. Okay.
If you got the time and the money and the gumption, go drive to Antarctica. Knock yourself out. On good years, to tie this back in with the commercial.
On good years. see if Supercar 3Rs last that long.
I'm trying to get a sponsorship from Goodyear. If you guys can't pick that up, what's up, Goodyear? You listening? Don't you want to partner with a young upstart, teeny tiny, performance oriented supercar 3R user for Porsches? You know you do.
Are they? They should make run flats that don't go flat with nails. I'll sponsor those.
Yeah, Charles needs those on every car he drives, including our cars, because the only time that my cars get flat are when he drives them.
That's wheel weights.
Yeah, wheel weights.
That's only wheel weights.
Random truck wheel weights.
Not nails and screws. Or bolts.
Holy hell.
3/8 lag.
We've got an update on the deck lid. We've been working on the details. I got Hordevier a bamboo, what is it? Bamboo XL, bamboo X2D. I forget. Somebody in the comments will know what it is. 3D printer. One of the cheap ones is like a couple $1,000. And he's been using the shit out of it, which is fantastic. He actually printed. Do you have the pictures of the partial deck lid that he printed and glued together to get the ducts and everything all dialed in?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. Why don't you show that? Because that's actually pretty cool.
Oh yeah, Freddie took the video.
Yeah, got a video. You can blow that up so they can actually see it. They don't have to squint. So
that is the smaller one.
No, that's the bigger one.
That's the bigger one?
Yeah, that's the bigger one.
Okay, then my brother has like a dozen of the next size smaller than that in his house that run 24/7.
Yeah. So he actually printed this in 4 pieces and glued it together. So that's a full, like a half of the deck lid. And so what we were trying to do, what Charles wanted to ensure that he did, because there's fits in CAD and then there's actually fits in real life, is to make sure that the ducts that we have that are the bottom part of the top part of the inlet are actually assemblable in the deck lid, that there aren't any interferences or strange things that happen. And so Hordevier printed all the parts and he assembled it all. And there were a few things that he's going to change. They were minor, but it's good that we went through the exercise, because had we gone all the way to building all of it, we would have not have been able to make those similar edits. So what's that phrase go that you were saying yesterday? Cut 3 times, measure once.
Measure?
You measure? We just guess. Done in motorsports, where the physics is guessed at.
I measure my engine bearings with the Stanley tape measure.
It's funny, I was talking to my wife. My wife has a whole bunch of shit going on with her teeth. And she was like, is there any kind of like plastic goo that I could bite down on and it would tell me the distance in between my teeth? And I was like, actually, yeah, there is. Exactly. Yes. I was like, you know what, sweetheart? There actually is. There's this stuff called plastic gauge, and it might actually work for that. Or
the
I don't know if it's okay to be in your mouth, though.
The 4-letter word called Play-Doh.
Yeah, right? Play-Doh, it's not, plastic gauge would be better.
You put it in a plastic bag.
Yeah, fair. Yeah. I suppose Play-Doh is poor man's plastic gauge, right?
Yeah. Like, do the mechanical valve piston check, and then you measure out, 60 thousandths, and then you're trying to visualize that, so you still stuck the Play-Doh in there, run it, pull it out, cut it in half, and you're like, oh, there we go. So.
Right. So I was telling her plastic age might be a good way to go. It even comes with like graduations on it, and you can kind of see how much it squishes and shit. Yeah, anyway, this is from CAD to real life. So this is a prototype rear deck lid third brake light that Jorge's been working on. We've got the little covers there with the little tabs on it are where the screws go in. You notice that it has a Dundee on there. That is an LED strip in the back. We've got our rubber gasket to keep it all together. There you go. Lights up. It's very bright.
One of the X-Men.
Right?
I don't know what.
I forget his name. So we're pretty happy with this. There's a couple little things he needs to fix, but that's great. Those will get changed. Go back to the supplier. It's crazy how much the world has changed in 10 years for us to be able to do low volume manufacturing. This shit wasn't possible 10 years ago, most of it. So
Yeah, that's all printed.
yeah, that's all 3D printed acrylic. We could probably find a PLA that comes close to that and print some of that on the bamboo printer. It'd probably look a little like, it'd have some lines, look a little funny. But yeah, pretty slick shit. Even the 3D printer, which you know this, we can print flexible, pliable silicone stuff with even the
With the bamboo.
FDM,
Yeah.
with the bamboo one. So that will likely come in handy for shit once we're here. Ours, we're getting the bamboo H2D, whatever it is, the same one that Jorge has, but we had to wait for the 40-watt laser, freaking laser beams. Yeah, that needed to go on it. It did not come with a shark though, so we'll work on that. We have sharks in the Puget Sound. We just got to go catch one. We'll ask Justin to help us out with that.
I probably have a baby shark stuffy somewhere at home.
That would be pretty funny. Bring it in, stick it on top when we're doing the laser beams. Freaking shark with laser beams. So we'll be using the laser beams to try and cut VHB in-house. That's one of the applications that we wanted to try. And we also wanted to see about using it as a laser marker. An inexpensive laser marker, because the ones that Oris was trying to sell us were like 50 bamboo 3D printers equivalent.
Yeah.
I'll crunch this ice in your all's ear, because I'm sure that's pleasant. What else? So track day coming up. We'll try. Oh, we did get, for those of you with 3 RSs, 992 3 RSs, Race Navigator and I have been talking, and they finally have identified the CAN data available for the 3 RS. And so Justin and I, next week, with a bit of Charles' help, are going to attempt to put in the Race Navigator with the sundry bits of parts that I have identified that may work in the 3 RS. You know how it goes. So we've got...
Jamie says, here's these parts. This will fit, I swear.
It says on the internet these work.
Jamie ordered tires. The internet says these fit.
The internet didn't say they fit, but the specs were obviously fucking wrong.
Yeah.
We already talked about the 275 CRSs that are 11 inches wide. Wait, that's about right for a 275.
I squished them to a 10-inch bead seat and was like, that's not even going on a 9.5.
Yeah, you're like, that ain't coming close. So,
Put that on your list though.
what's that?
EIR, and then just a little town over.
Goodyear? Yeah, we got to go visit Goodyear while we're there.
Oh,
Hi.
hey, we're here for our
free tour and tires.
just put Goodyear tires in the Smokies treat bags.
Right. Larry, that doesn't come over CAN. Not the CAN that we link into for Race Navigator. That's a very different signal set. That would be, I think Race Navigator is using either instrument cluster CAN, what's not instrument cluster CAN, what is it called? The CAN bus that goes to the instrument cluster.
Well, there's not the drive cam then.
Not drive can.
Comfort.
Is
can?
it comfort can?
Maybe.
That goes to the cluster? I think that's right. That's where steering angle and shit like that run through. Surprisingly, they don't have the traction control run through that, even though that does go to the instrument cluster. There is a light. Interesting. It's difficult to out-integrate Porsche when Porsche knows where all the hand signals are and they want to include them on their track app. They just include them. Yeah. They know where they all are.
This is easy.
Everybody else has to go hunt and find that shit. Maybe it's available, maybe it's not. So I will ask the question, Larry. I do believe that I have asked it in the past and it wasn't, yes, I got there. It's just there's a lag. You're probably hearing me say that right about now. Yeah, we actually have another guy that could probably find it. It's just juice squeeze time.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, and I was like, no.
Yeah, we need him for other things that are a bit bigger. Other things this week, Charles has been working on continual refinement. We're down into like 2 or 3% refinement on the 991.1.2 GT3 4-liter. For those of you who don't know and haven't seen what we're doing with this, we bought a 991.1 GT3 with 50,000 miles on it under the guise that we're going to take the engine apart and demonstrate to everyone how to do the finger followers. Well, we skipped ahead. We skipped that part entirely and just went to installing the 991.2 GT3 4-liter in it and said, fuck that noise. We're just going to get all the horsepower to put the engine we want in the car. We'll park that other thing for now. We know that it's there, and there's still a couple years for everybody to sweat. We got at least, till next year before.
Somewhere out there are people who want to spend $30,000 to not gain horsepower.
Correct.
And I hope we don't meet them.
I hope so too, because that would be, and potentially more than $30,000. Seriously. We did get an email from a gentleman that has been watching Whiskey Friday. Wally wrote. Wally is one of Simon's customers, which means he's a homie, which is great. And Wally had a PDK that died, and he is finding that he can find 991.2 GT3 4-liters with attached PDKs for not much more than a 991.1 GT3 PDK. I was like, well then, like that, the dude from behind the tree, how you doing? So he was asking how far along are we, and Charles and I were talking today about there's a lot of detailed niggly things that need to happen to make that work. There's a lot of time and energy that we've put in that Charles has put in, that I've supported, that enables it to work cleanly and effortlessly, and we don't want to give that away. Sorry, not sorry. We do want to ensure that we try and keep that intellectual property from just becoming community knowledge, right? Just village knowledge. So that would be, this swap will be something that will be available from select dealers around the country that we help train in doing some of this, because some of it is...
it's a little more than nuts and bolts, but it's not...
It's not difficult. Like rewiring the whole... Yeah, none of it's really difficult. You could probably Frankenstein your way into it and make it kind of work without doing the things.
You'd have lights on the dash.
Yeah, you'd have some lights on, but the way we're doing it, excuse me, especially with the tune, makes it pretty fucking seamless. The car just goes like a bat out of hell, runs great, doesn't have problems, and we beat the shit out of it. So, yeah, guy in yellow suit behind a tree, that's right.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we put 2,500 miles on the swap already.
Yeah.
So,
which is crazy.
Yeah, but the car's at 58,000 already. We got it with 53, so.
At some point, we should get that thing apart and see what those finger followers look like. At some point. For those of you who will call and ask, our advice on what to do with finger followers remains the same. Yes, every 991.1 will have problems at some point. You can just quote me on it. And I know a lot of people are going to want to flame me, and all of my anyway, don't care. The best thing that you can do is if you have concern, I just bought my first 991.1 and I read on Renlist about this thing after I bought it and I don't know what the fuck to do. Anxiety, call Dundon Motorsports. Are you finished with your solution for this? Yeah, it's called put a different engine in the car. But weren't you gonna? No, we figured out that was gonna be $70,000 in parts and wasn't gonna make the car engine any better, so no, that's not smart. Buy the original parts from Porsche, swap in worn parts for new parts. That's your solution. This is literally a BMW rod bearing fix.
Yeah.
You just stay in front of it and keep changing them.
So
that's how you
the
fix it.
BMW guys who graduate to a 991.1 GT3 will be like, oh yeah, that's easy.
And so many of them have, and I've spoken to most of them because they're in a similar price point now. They're not too big of a stretch. You know, they're going.
BMWs are getting more expensive, newer, so these are.
Yeah, they're kind of closing the gap and they're jumping over Cayman. They want to get a 911. So they get a 911 and they go, oh shit. And I was like, no. You came from a E92 or E90 M3, right? And they're like, yeah, how'd you know? Oh, you know, good guess. And that one had rod bearing issues. They're like, yeah, this is no different. Get it inspected, stay in front of it. That's it. A couple special tools for the shops to get. If you guys send us an email, Charles can help you with that. We're rolling out a new dealer portal for those dealers that are out there. That this is some of the information that we're going to have there, so that it is not available to the public. Those dealers will get that information. It's essentially there's some long chopsticks you got to stick through the valve covers because Porsche holds the camshafts in. With the actual valve cover. So if you just take the valve cover off, you're going to end up with a camshaft in your hand. That's not great. Don't do that.
Correction, part of a camshaft.
Part of a yeah, not the whole camshaft, part of a camshaft.
These probably actually won't because they're actually made out of steel. They're not cast iron.
So they might have enough stiction in there to stay there.
Break
so
getting assembled. Again. Change.
Oh yeah, that would be good. Yeah, that should be something they can do. You keep burying the tack. Over rev. Every shift it over revs. It goes past 8K. I can ask that. Probably better to not have these in comments on Whiskey Friday at Friday when I'm drinking whiskey. But an email to Dundon Motorsports would probably make those a bit more actionable, or at least more memorable come Tuesday when I'm gonna come back to work and be like, Larry asked me for some shit, but I don't remember exactly what the fuck that was.
One more K.
All the Ks. So, finger followers, inspect and replace. Do it early, do it often. Don't allow camshaft wear. If you can keep it to the finger followers, it's actually not so bad. If it starts to wear the camshafts, that's where shit gets expensive, and that's kind of like if you got skin cancer and you catch it early and you get it removed, you're okay. If you wait for that shit to get to your bones and your liver and your lungs, this is a horrible fucking analogy, but it's not so good. So don't let it wear your camshafts, because if it starts wearing the camshafts, that's a bunch of metal in the engine. Likely some other things are wearing that we can't really see unless you take the whole fucking thing apart.
Engine swap, sell old one on eBay, lightly used.
Bingo. We could do something similar with 997s, but we'll come back to that. That's why the guy that could do all the can juice for the Race Navigator is not available. Sorry. That's a pick up the phone and it's beep 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 when you used to get busy signals. You don't get those anymore. But yeah. Anyway. Yes. So we have been going through rumors and speculation. There's lots of things from the internets, and the GT3 RS, or potential for a GT3 RS, was brought up last week. As of a month or so ago, I was told that was a turbocharged GT3 RS. I did not believe that, and I was having a hard time with that because that makes no fucking sense that Porsche would do that when they already have nomenclature for a turbocharged GT3 RS. It's called a GT2 RS. We learned through our Smokies network, and there are highly moneyed people's inside the Smokies network that actually have friends that work in high places in Porsche, that they have their cell phones and can call them. And they got confirmation that you heard it here first. Kidding, Justin. I had to say it after you goaded me. That it is a 2RS. That is a 2RS. So that's what they're testing.
Unofficially.
Unofficially. You did not hear it here first. You heard it from Porsche first. Unofficially, through the Nürburgring spies at not working for Porsche, posting on Instagram or something.
I wonder if they have somebody working like at GM, like a Russian spy Kremlin in the background saying, hey, this is what we're doing.
Industrial espionage, right?
And now this week it's Slant Nose.
Yeah, so this week's news is that they have they've gone to the trademark office and they have trademarked Flakblau. So
RS?
and Flakblau RS.
Yeah.
So both. So they are bringing back the Slant Nose, which I could see that happening. They already did that with the 935, essentially. Similar front shape on a modern Porsche.
Change the fenders, change the hood, change the bumper, charge another $1 million.
Yeah. Make it a limited, some special number for the Flakblau, however many that is, blah, blah, blah. Make it a Sonderwunsch special thing and get his special colors and right. Maybe you bring it back as an option package for the next 3 RS. Not a Weissach package, the Flakblau package.
Yeah, I think there's X83, X84 were I think the old 964 ones.
Yeah, like
there's flat nose.
Yeah,
and then there was slant nose.
Oh,
2 separate ones.
Interesting. Okay, so talk to us about that. What's that about?
There's a flat nose, which has the pop-up headlights.
Yeah.
And then there was the slant nose that was like the 928 style headlights. They were
flip around ones.
Like, if you look up Justin, maybe you can find it. X83 and X84 964, I think. One of them was the pop-up.
Right.
There's flat nose, then there was slant nose. One of them's pop-up, one of them is not pop-up. There were two. They brought up the second one because the Japanese market didn't want the slant nose 930.
Okay.
So they had the flat nose, which has the visible headlights in it.
Oh, and so they're kind of like glass but slanted behind it. Okay.
So they brought that up. That was the Japanese market. Slant nose versus the next one over, the fourth one, that one right there.
Oh yeah. I have seen that. Yeah.
So
okay.
That's the if you had a 964.
That's the flat nose.
Turbo S. There's Flakblau, and then there was the.
Oh, the lights pop forward, correct?
Yeah, like a 968.
The Frog Eye style. So that was the one that the Japanese market wanted, I guess. So that's the car.
That's actually kind of cool. I can't say I vaguely remember seeing that before, but that's kind of a slick version of a 964.
Yeah, I think Wiki's got it all. Porsche even has it on their website. But there's slant nose and flat nose.
That's a 930 slant, right? And Singer will build you a slant nose turbo. I'm sure Singer will build you almost anything if you show up with lots and lots of money.
God. And then so that's the car that's worth all the money.
The super rare 964 Turbo S, right?
Well, most of them are Japanese market too.
Right.
So a lot of them are right-hand drive.
Yeah.
So a left-hand drive one, I guess, is the rare one. They only had like 17 of them or something.
Oh wow, but, that's crazy.
Yeah, that was I don't remember the whole story. Some Japanese Porsche exec guy said, "Oh, that's ugly. I want to see the headlights." So they.
Back when Porsche would change what the hell their design was for somebody that said, "I don't like that." They don't do that anymore.
Sure, we'll put 928 headlights in the 964. Charge you an extra $20,000, but it's going to cost us another $100.
Right.
Perfect.
Yeah, that seems like a great economic. They
bankrupt what?
They've fixed that, thankfully. So we continue to get
print.
The other thing that's come up recently is the demise of the naturally aspirated or the internal combustion engined Cayman. They have pegged the end of the production run of the 718 gas-powered Cayman will end in October. So it means any of you who are saying that you're getting an allocation in September and your build date for your 4RS is in November, you might want to talk to your salesperson because they're lying to you. You're not getting anything. You need to pretty much already be locked in. You probably got a few months yet.
Yeah, they'll probably build them for run out of parts.
Yeah. But they are going all electric.
They did that with the GT3 RS.
Yes.
They built the 2019 GT3 RS for like 2.5 years.
Yeah, till like almost 2022. Yeah, I remember that. They were already deep into 992. They're still shipping 991.2s.
We have parts.
Please, just keep taking these. We can make more money if we sell these.
400,000, cash that check.
So the question is, will Porsche stay going down this electric path? You're getting pegged.
Hey, Simon.
Need money to fix my Porsche. That's actually appropriate for Simon right now. Because he actually has a Porsche. Did we ship him the control arms?
Yeah. We did.
Okay, good.
He should have them.
All right. Because I heard that we all said, yes, we'll do that. And then he had to ask Ted again, hey, did you do that? Oh, sorry.
Well, then I asked, I was like, what are we shipping him? Yeah. Oh. Simon, sometimes you should just ask me these things.
Yes, especially because Ted doesn't work here in the building, and I'm frequently here and not here. So Charles is always here.
Your message got held up in customs, so.
Pretty much, yes.
Or it got shipped via UPS ground.
It got shipped by a UPS ground to Arizona by way of Salt Lake City and then lost its box and came back home.
Which, did you see the date on this, by the way?
Oh, I know where this time muffler could go.
Oh, perfect.
991.
You do have a 991, don't you, Simon? You don't mind a few dents in your muffler, do you?
It'll match the front end.
Video close up.
That's the worst one. The rest of them are kind of minor. That's the worst one. It's got a little crease in it.
You can get that shot.
Which one? The
There you
fucking remote workers. Yeah,
go, right there.
yeah, this little crease
front, yeah.
right here. Yeah, it's lovely. And I don't know what the fuck they did to get a mark there and not destroy the tips.
And not destroy the tips.
Yeah,
Or the studs.
or the studs, all the rest. So we got part of your exhaust for your project. So we'll just hold on to this.
We're gonna leave the stickers on.
See, yeah, oh, I love it. I love it. He'll probably leave the stickers on as well. Start a small fire in the back of his car.
Blue's gonna etch into the titanium and corrode it away.
Yeah, that'd be lovely. The glue shouldn't. Its melting point's quite a bit higher than titanium's reactivity, so it should clear out pretty quick. So
Just wait till the PCA track day in 10 years. Mm-hmm. They're all no noise restrictions because there's no
noise, right?
The drones are going to be louder than the cars.
Seriously.
That's all you hear.
All you hear is the drone noise hanging out above the cars. So 718 is supposed to go electric. I don't think with Porsche's current financial situation, losing money, losing sales, China's EVs are kicking their ass in China, which is one of their biggest EV markets. I don't think they can hold this strategy. They got to pull it back. They got to give the Americans the ICEs that they want. They got to petition in Europe to tell them to stop ratcheting this shit down so hard. And I think Justin's probably more right than he's wrong, that there is a hybrid solution, a hybrid internal combustion engine solution for a number of the cars that are coming out, either, like what they're doing, supposedly doing with the new 2RS, which is a hybrid boosted turbo.
So it's going to have 1,200 horsepower and get 50 miles per gallon.
Right, at least around town.
Yeah.
If you can keep it under 30 miles an hour, it'll get 50 miles a
So
gallon.
that's going to kill the gas guzzlers tax, but then that's also going to help their MPG average.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll pull it up. It'll pull up, they'll be able to claim that's a low emissions vehicle, right? and it'll still have 1,200 horsepower.
It'd probably go under the PZEV category, the practically zero emissions vehicles. That's going to be their advertisement. It burns cleaner than a Subaru.
I did notice the green E sticker on the GT2 RS
Yeah.
was at the Nürburgring.
Yeah.
There was a green E sticker.
Yeah, hybrid cars have to have these for testing.
Oh, no shit?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, they've admitted that. They've said that it was going to be a hybrid. That's the only way they can kind of get there. And the speculation that we've got is it's going to have an MGU. It's going to have some kind of hybrid recovery device to charge the batteries when it's not actually trying to produce boost.
The Curse flywheel would be cool.
Curse flywheel would be cool. They actually had that in the
Was in the 919.
yeah, in the 919. That's the other speculation. It could have both. You could technically use both.
This sticker is
Put
They
it on,
wouldn't get in each
if
other's
they
way.
leave it under your seat, that'd be a pretty good intermittent seat heater.
the front sticker.
Yeah, it might be that one.
Yeah, they got to know that if they're going to have a lithium fire
Correct.
when
yeah.
the car goes upside down,
Yeah.
right? It's like, oh, we can't actually put this fire out. Everybody stand back.
That's also green tag.
Just let it burn. So
Just let it.
let it burn. It'll go out eventually. Don't do any heroic things. You'll just make it worse. So purportedly wider than a 3RS, which I don't know how they can make it much wider, because soon it doesn't fit on trailers. 3RS barely fits on a trailer now.
Oh, did you notice, Justin? Did you already point out the wheels on this?
Yep.
Yeah, they're five lugs. I saw
Yeah,
that.
we had to go through the catalog, so
Yeah.
it's a base turbo they're using.
Oh,
It
interesting.
is a base turbo chassis.
That's why the body is so overhung the tires,
Yeah.
right? It's like, especially on the front, it's like you've got that much room before you're
Yeah.
in the fender.
Yeah, so they're
Like that.
They just because they needed a car to do development with. So what's the cheapest one if they're going to go turbo platform? Because Turbo S is center lock.
Yeah. I was wondering why.
So they probably just said, oh, let's just pick a turbo off the assembly line that UPS dropped off the truck and
Right? Strip the body panels off and put some fenders and a rear quarter panel on it, and
they're just digging through the parts bin.
you're like, glue that on, Sonderwunsch style.
It's gonna be another term for that.
Yeah, the
Look up-
junkyard style.
Yeah,
What's junkyard parts bin?
in German.
Parts bin in German. That's an interesting shot on the rear quarter.
Yeah,
Like the
fender.
the cut on fender extension. Yeah, that's not
Because the turbo is the same width as the 3RS
interesting.
in the back. It's the same width.
The base turbo has these little babies.
Mm-hmm. And that would be the venting for the intercoolers to get actually some positive flow.
You know what these intakes are actually going to be used for now.
Oh, that would explain another reason why they had to make that wider. So they actually have an adequate flow path to get anything to the intercoolers.
Well, that wouldn't be the path's still up there.
Yeah, I know, but right now it's really neck down.
No, that's just the duct in the 3RS.
Oh, would they change? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
they're,
right,
they're just
all right.
controlling
Yeah,
the
yeah,
air
yeah.
bleed through
All right.
the
Yeah.
bumper.
Yeah, yeah. Shh, shh. That's a mysterious thing that no one really understands. That's the air intake.
Yeah,
That's the air intake on the 3RS.
or sticker plate.
Pretty much. All right, what else happened this week? So 2RS, Slant Nose. Porsche did some racing shit that some of it worked, some of it didn't. I'm going to summarize all the shit Justin was having me digest. I'm like, So WEC, they didn't do great. They didn't do great at Spa. They did really great at Laguna, which is now Porsche Laguna Seca Raceway or some shit like that, which is cool. Means Rennsport's going to be at Laguna Seca forever, which quite honestly it should be. That'll be great. It's good for us. We don't have to travel the fucking East Coast again, and actually drive there if we have to. I think that's it. Anybody got any more questions for us besides Larry wanting 9K, not 8K for his 4RS?
Larry, just go buy an S2000 AP1. You're fine.
Yeah, 9,000. Perfect. I will go on my bit of a rant. So we had a gentleman who was interested in a 4RS exhaust, and he called us and talked to him a bunch, gave him a bunch of information. He goes on the internet and he asks the question, hey, I'm thinking about this or this. And he gets a whole bunch of internet related chatter. You should do this. And he decides to go with something else. Okay, great. That's fine. It's his car, it's his money. He can do whatever he wants. The thing that I don't know how to deal with, I don't know how to combat, when you are a small maker of very bespoke, highly pointy parts, like what we did for the 4RS is very specific. It had a very wide set of design goals. And that's why it took us a long time to be able to produce something that we actually wanted to bring to market. Unfortunately, many others don't share the same design goals. They want to make it so that it's profitable and sounds good, full stop. After that, they don't care.
Sometimes the second one, they don't care.
That in some cases. Does it actually enhance the power production of the car? They don't care. Will it last a long time? They don't care. Will it not set check engine lights? They don't care, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. A whole bunch of other design criteria they may not care about. So when somebody goes to a Facebook group, asks the question, believes the Facebook group, and or one person in a Facebook group, not the company that designed the parts, I don't know how to deal with that. That's very frustrating for me. And it doesn't feel like that's actually a solvable thing. Now, any one person who buys a thing will eventually learn either they bought the right thing or they bought the wrong thing for themselves. Mm-hmm. And so we've been doing this a long time. And, you know, we've been, I think next year, I think we're past 10 years.
This is our,
this is our 10th
year in this building.
Yeah, it's our 10th year in this building. Typically what happens is somebody gets a thing. Actually, pull up that review from Colin Weeks. This dovetails exactly with my point. The one that I posted in social media. Yeah, I copied it. Maybe it's in sales. I copied it, and it's a big, long wall of text.
Today?
Today.
Oh, I haven't read this.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
You got it? And I'll read it for everyone. You have to make it big. You've got that little tiny window. I won't be able to read it.
Quick, Justin just posted it in some ChatGPT AI chat.
Exactly. So, this is a review that Colin gave us, and essentially he already had our headers, and he got a titanium muffler and loud inserts. 991.2 GT3 here. I have tried 9 setups. 1 stock 991, 2 GT3, or 1 stock 991.2 GT3, 2 OEM side mufflers with steel center delete, 3 sole race modular side muffler delete with valve delete and center muffler delete, 4 stock headers and JCR titanium ultralight with valve resonators and OEM tips, 5 stock headers and JCR tie ultralight with valve resonators and tie megaphone tips, 6 Dundon Street headers, 2.5 side valves, steel loud center muffler, 7 Dundon Street headers, 2.5 side valves, 2.5-inch mini crack, 8 Dundon Street headers, 3-inch side valves, steel loud center muffler, 9 Dundon Street headers, 3-inch steel side loud muffler with 3-inch valves. Oh, sorry, I skipped a lane. There we go. Titanium loud center muffler and Inconel loud inserts. The tie loud with the inserts is the best of them all. Epic up top and race car rasp, but civilized when closed. Dundon Street headers and tie loud muffler with 3-inch valve. Closed at 60 mile per hour, 3,000 RPM. Cruises less drone than with steel. Pleasant amount of cabin noise with valve closed, but it does not feel as quiet as stock. 96 decibels, windows up, valves open at 50 miles an hour at 6,000 RPM. Wide open throttle, 102 decibels, windows down, valves open at wide open throttle, near red line at 60 miles an hour. Sounds more raw than steel and like a slightly less loud mini crack pipe, but still has the crisp sound. Much more muscle tone and a bit more rasp than JCR. Headers likely contribute to the tone. And Colin, we're actually worried about because he's one of the few that says he can hear the difference between 2.5-inch outlet and 3-inch. That's a very, very specific auditory skill set to be able to tell the difference between 2.5-inch and 3-inch valves. And with 9 systems, I can understand why he can say that. He's got a lot to deal with. I don't have that level of palate for the exhaust, honestly. We test and go through a lot, but yeah, I know, Simon. That's why we get along so well. Just the Renless experts. That's the only people that you should help you spend multiple thousands of dollars. But my point is, it took Colin 9 tries to get to something that we would recommend he tried first. Upon a conversation, upon understanding what he wanted to get out from the car.
That's generally our first recommendation to everybody at this point.
At this point, now that we have it, it's not because it's the most expensive. It is because it is the best. It is the most Goldilocks exhaust we have. For anybody that only wants loud, yeah, mini crack, all that. Just do that. You're going to love it. Fucking amazing. For all those that want to have their cake and eat it too, the only way you get there is tie. And on the 4RS, that's our Goldilocks exhaust. You don't get everything unless you get that piece. So, yeah, dude, seriously, we've had a few guys do that. The first one and most famously was Matt Mormon. He was the one afflicted with the OCD that had to try every exhaust. He got to ours and he stopped. That's really cool. And now every 911 that he gets, and he churns through a number of them.
Pre-Obsessed Garage too.
Yeah, that was when he was just a dude, slinging retirement packages from
I don't remember the name, but yeah,
it's the one that you used to go to. The one, the stock brokerage company. Anyway, sorry y'all, I can't remember. My old brain ain't picking up the number.
Real quick before Larry, Rob asked about GT4 tuning. Which GT4?
Yeah.
981, 718, GT4 RS, Club Sport, RS Sport, not RS Sport.
Manual PDK, because it all makes a difference.
Yeah. All of that does. Let us know which version, then we'll answer.
Yeah.
Yes, Larry. The production prototype, if I call it that, is on its. The materials to make the production piece
are on their way. Yes. This is a conversation that Charles and I had on Monday, and by Tuesday he had reworked all the CAD from the original prototype to the new. It's very light. It's very badass. It contains Y-sock tips, and it has some really cool writing on it that we're going to save for the first person to get it. It's going to be really cool.
No. There you go.
You got a sneak peek. For those of you who can freeze frame that fast, you get to see what it is.
Only you guys saw it.
We're gonna get a shirt made with that.
Only us?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, okay. We only saw it. All right. 718 manual.
With
all of our exhaust.
Yeah, with the full setup. I guess that kind of matters. I mean, if it's Simon's got the full peanut butter jelly sandwich and everything.
Yeah. It's good. It's not perfect.
It is getting there slowly as Cobb is slowly opening up all the little tidbit maps that I'm asking for, that I'm finding out about. But with the full, yes. Yeah, Rob. So it's great. The whole everything.
Yeah.
The 4RS muffler. So the 718 GT4 manual. What I found out is we designed the 4RS setup first.
Yep.
Scanned it, the entire car basically scanned, other than the cup holder, I think.
Yeah.
And so the whole. We're gonna swap out.
Yeah. Here, you can take the light one. You can give us the beast.
Ta-da!
We'll see.
So this was developed for the 4RS. And when we got to do the 718 GT4 fitment, we figured, hey, it's a 718 GT4.
It's going to fit.
How different can it be?
Right.
Well, had to not remind myself, had to go and figure out that that's a 3-liter Carrera 991.2 Carrera turbo engine,
Yep.
bored and stroked 4 liters with other tidbits on it. What's also interesting is that 4RS engine is this long, and you would think that that engine is the same width and length. It's not. But what they also did is that engine is longer than the 4RS DGG GT3 motor, but they pushed everything towards the back of the car by 10, 12 millimeters, I think. So this muffler doesn't fit in the same spot on the manual or PDK. And then the difference from where the PDK exhaust bracket is and the manual exhaust bracket bolts to it is 15 millimeters. So everything sits back in the car in a slightly different spot. Eventually, with the help of Simon, we were able to, I got this to fit in a PDK car a year and a half ago now.
Yep.
Jeez.
Yep. Yep.
And that's been great. No news is good news.
Yep.
So
very happy. Very happy.
And then we got a manual here, and
we're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
The bumper and the muffler want to intersect. Yeah. That's a problem.
So I was able to work out those details to the point where I'm like, okay, I need somebody else to confirm this. So Simon didn't know, he raised his hand because I said, hey, you're going to figure this stuff out. And then I gave him.
What's so awesome about Simon, we didn't really tell him. Charles kind of gave him some hints. He's like, here, I want you to try and install this. And he's like, what was the problem?
Yeah.
It went right in the car. Yeah, I had to take some extra stuff apart and put it back together, but it's literally, it's in the car. It's great. What's the problem?
Yeah. So
okay, so if you install it, then we have no problem. If Joe Blow in his garage tries to install it, we're going to get a phone call and say this doesn't fit.
Mehmet?
Fucking hell. That would never fucking happen. Mehmet, thank you for the pizza. If you're watching, we really appreciate you. You're awesome. You would never install this yourself.
No.
I would not let you.
No.
I would not let you do that.
So, yes, its example would be, because we don't have it available for purchase on the website.
Correct. We have not decided this is a commercially available package yet, because we wanted to ensure that Charles and Simon did not have unnecessary pressure. And quite frankly, this is a really spendy fucking thing, and I'm going to use the thing that a lot of Cayman guys don't like for Cayman guys. This is a lot of exhaust and stuff for those guys. He had to shove everything more mid-engine, and then it all fit fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a $20,000 exhaust package, because this thing's a bitch to make. If we open this up and show you all the bits in it, they're all 3D printed. For all the reasons that I was saying earlier, that we didn't want to sacrifice any of the design specs to be able to get it across the line.
If Simon called and said, hey, I got a customer, and he wants the same setup that's on his car,
we'd sell it tomorrow.
We'd sell it tomorrow to Simon, because we know he knows the details.
Correct.
We don't have instructions for those little changes.
Right.
So how to support that versus, I don't want to say, hey, call Simon, he'll tell you.
It's difficult, and so when you're, I just say it, when you're selling to the least common denominator, right? We've got highly skilled, creative problem solvers like Simon, who aren't afraid to take something that Charles was able to make fit in a car. And because Charles was able to make it fit in the car, Simon's like, here, hold my beer. I too can also make this fit in the car. I'm a badass motherfucker. You ain't the only one that got skills, bitch. I got this. And away he goes, and he makes it fine. And it's his own car, which counts for something. You're able to do things to your own car you might not necessarily want to do to a client's car. All that said, everything that Simon did to his own car is something he'd be willing to do to a client's car, because he tracks the fuck out of his car, beats the shit out of it, and his own safety is paramount. So he wouldn't do anything that would sacrifice that.
No cut, no grind, no weld.
Yeah.
It's just finesse where you need a few millimeters here and there in space. You have to
Find all the ways
Literally-
that you can get 3 millimeters here, 5 millimeters there to make the room for
correct.
it. So,
The other option, which we're not going to do, would be we would have to change the design and the shape of the muffler slightly.
correct.
And
Which we talked about, which we're not okay with, because that's now building
that
two
would
products.
actually increase the cost of the exhaust even more.
Correct.
So
Which
Make it in China. It's super easy.
exactly. This gaming guy likes that you think that way. Larry, I know that. We've talked a lot. Nice. Just because my beard is Chinese does not mean my 4RS muffler is. That's true. So, Rob, this is a very, very long-winded answer to, yes, it's getting better. We're having to work with Cobb to get them, have them find more maps that they have not opened yet, because Cobb is our preferred way to interface for all of the niceties of customers being able to log things and send them to us, and we can do remote tuning very precisely and very elegantly with what they've come up with.
yeah, we are the thing we've been finding with Simon's car, which I was able to make changes at Smokey's on his car, which was nice.
It sounds like he's liking it.
Yeah,
it's better.
which is the logs at least showed that it was better, which is
Yep.
good. But yeah, the torque limiters, the car, it's still a I forget what version LEV car it
Yeah,
is.
super low or
Yeah,
whatever, right?
It's up there, so it's very picky about controlling power and emissions. So the fueling, there's a spot where we're maxed out on fuel adjustment.
Yep.
So I had to pull it back there a little bit, and then some of the torque limiters are kind of happy, but it's still not it's making great power, at least on our dyno.
Yep.
Feels fast. Everyone says the two people we have with this muffler on their 718 GT4 are happy.
Yeah, very happy.
There's more in it. It's just not necessarily about getting every last little bit of power out of it. That's always the case.
It's making it drivable and safe
Correct.
for the engine while you're able to get that power consistently, right? We have another offshoot, we'll call him a tuning assassin that we have consulted with. He has a 992 GT3. He's actually helping us with some of our 992 GT3 tuning. The company he works for, he is their lead calibrating engineer, and they don't tune modifications. They only tune stock cars. So he's in a bit of a gray area. He's in a tiny sliver of gray area. So we're not going to talk about who this is. But he's helping us, and through helping us, we'll be able to help Cobb more directly to open up the maps that they might not currently have open through some of this other calibrator's help.
Which is how we actually got the last batch opened up.
Yeah.
Was can't name names, can't name exact numbers, but if I was looking for these files, I might call them this.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
hey, there they are.
Hey, look, I might call them these German word abbreviations
That I found on the internet.
that I found on the internet this one time at band camp. You know, just saying, I don't know. Weird things happen at band camp. If you ain't been, you don't know. So yeah,
That's why
we
you
are.
still play the sax.
It is one of the reasons. You don't know. You don't know. I can toot my own horn. Thank you very much.
I just pushed the button on the steering wheel.
Honk, honk, honk. We are working the problem, and we're taking the long game with this. You know, we know this is the one that makes the most power, and eventually the 718 GT4 guys will get really, really tired of the 4RSs passing them, and will want this. So if we get it right, we have everything together. We already know how to do your intake so that it's like a 4RS. We know what to do. We know how to make it integrate. We know how to make it really awesome, but we got to get this other tuning stuff done before we start shoving even more air at the engine and pissing it off even more. So get the muffler working, get that tune working. Yes, Mike. So We actually have a design. Charles has a design for a quiet version of this muffler, but so far we haven't needed to use it because the Nürburgring tips that we have associated with this muffler have been effective enough.
Any I've never heard any feedback on those. So.
We've sold them and we never hear any feedback, which tells me they're working.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Bram asked me the other day, said, oh, we need to build some more. And I was like, what?
Generally, that's how that works. Because if guys buy a part and they put it on their car and they go out and it doesn't work, we hear about it. If it gets on the car and it works, we don't hear about it.
What, Justin?
What's up?
Had them passed when they went to Cali, right?
Yeah, Thunder Hill.
Oh, yeah.
So we had them on at Thunder Hill, and Thunder Hill we passed, and that was 103. Yeah.
I forgot about that. That was our full everything.
Yeah, it was full jam.
Yeah.
I think you would pass, Mike, at Portland, and if you don't, we'll take it back. That's. I mean, you're a homie. We would absolutely do that. So.
Does college do other turn on?
Nope. Nope.
I mean, I could ask.
Generally, Larry, those are things that you could do with a P-Wiz, and ask Mike about that. That should be able to be done with either engineering mode in the P-Wiz. There's a lot of shit that's on the internet like right now that I would like to do with the 3 RS. They have the fancy LED headlight option where it like
blurs out the
cars coming at you and keeps the high beams on. I'm like, ooh, that's really trick. So there, it's all possible. Charles is so busy with important shit, I've never asked him to dive in to see if we can do that on the 3 RS, and honestly, our P-Wiz probably needs to be upgraded. Although Aaron said they bought a 3 RS, I think it is possible with ours. We just got to go in there and fuck with it. So
early enough car, yeah. Later,
yeah, ours is an early enough 3 RS.
Yeah,
it's probably okay.
Because I probably forget someone else's I plugged into, and half the car didn't pop up.
Yeah, so. It's like, oh, okay. That's good to hear, Simon. Thank you for that. When you actually do go to a shitty track that has sound limits, then we've got Nürburgring tips for it that you can pop on there, and cuts at least 5 to 8 depending on atmospheric conditions.
One of these days we'll have to actually make another of the other version muffler.
Yeah, because Charles actually has a quiet version of this that should be quite a bit quieter. Just won't sound as good.
Won't sound the same, but it will be a lot quieter. I remember I needed to modify it to work with these.
Oh, yeah, the drawing.
These valves.
Yeah, those valves. Yeah, that's right. All right, y'all. This has been a long one, much longer than we expected, but it's always nice when CD comes on because we are able to talk about some cool shit. I got to go pick up some food. It's almost 6 o'clock, y'all. Everybody wants to hang out with us on Memorial Day weekend. So I don't frequent such, and nor you should. We actually, Simon, we need to coordinate. Dundon needs to come for a tour of Florida at some point. That would be fun.
When the Super Duper Cup is super duper duper.
Oh yes, when the Super Duper Cup is finally super duper duper, we'll ship that out. Just have you park it and have it in there, and then we'll follow up with a couple cars, maybe even my 997 when it's ready, and we'll go do a tour of Florida, Daytona and Sebring, and Super Duper Cup at Daytona would be legit.
He said he will make gears for the car as we need.
Oh, come on.
I did ask. So
super high-speed Daytona mode engaged. All right. Everyone have a wonderful weekend. Remember why we have this day off. Think of those who have fallen so that we might walk around and talk about fucking race car parts. It's important. It's the one day a year we have to think about it. So think about it. Everybody else, enjoy your barbecues, enjoy your camping, enjoy your diluted whiskey-fueled inebriated state that might start tonight and not end until Sunday.
Enjoy your exhaust.
Enjoy your exhaust. Absolutely. Appreciate that, Simon. Thank you very much. Everybody else, have a wonderful weekend. And Larry, don't melt because it's hot as balls where you're at. It's like sweaty, hot balls. That's just does not sound comfortable. Texas sounded good until I saw the weather in Austin this week. I'm like, fuck that. No. 100 degrees and raining again. Bleh. You guys have a wonderful week. Talk to you soon. Bye.